Internet, let's have ourselves a Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness conversation, shall we? This review will be completely spoiler-free because, to be honest, I wish I'd known less about the movie going into the movie, so hopefully I can give you guys enough insight about what to expect so that you enjoy it more without revealing things that I wish I hadn't known. So I'm going to stay completely spoiler-free, and I'm going to be extra careful on this one, because to be honest, I wish I'd known some of these things and not known some of the things I do in fact know. So if I were you, before I even get into this, avoid trailers, avoid TV spots, avoid the internet. You're watching this on YouTube, I understand, but as best you can, really try to go in there as unexposed to information as possible. I know that's hard in the society, and it's really, I hate how much gets revealed, but that is what's happening right now. Now, the movie itself, let's start with the director. Let's start with Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi made a Sam Raimi film, and Sam Raimi made perhaps the most, at the height of his power, Sam Raimi film. This is what he does, and he got to do it with the blockbuster budget. This is what he does, and he got to do it in a beautiful, beautiful sandbox. So I would say this movie is much more a Sam Raimi movie than a Marvel movie, and that's going to work for a lot of people, but not for everyone. It's a movie that's going to not feel necessarily like it meshes, and I think that is one of its strengths, to be totally honest with you. I like Sam Raimi films. I don't love Sam Raimi films. I am not much of a horror person, and I like camp, but I don't love it. So his inherent sensibilities are not directly geared towards me, but I really, really appreciate who he is as a visual storyteller, how he directs a film. The artistry of Sam Raimi's work cannot be overstated. What he's able to do with this movie, and what he's able to do engineering the post-certain things and pre-certain things while still making it a Sam Raimi film, is so impressive. And I really, really enjoyed that there's a lot of horror elements that I actually had fun with. It is a very horror-fueled movie. It is very scary at points. This is probably the first ever Marvel film I would suggest not bringing kids under 13 to. It actually lives up to that PG-13 rating in a real way. It is genuinely scary at times, and those are in Sam Raimi ways. I would also say that it's a movie that will leave some Marvel fans wanting as far as what it does to further certain storylines. There were moments that I just wish I'd gotten to have a little bit longer, and that actually leads me into the next bit. As much as I loved the Sam Raimi of it all, I wish the runtime was longer. I do feel like a lot of it felt rushed. I did have some pacing issues. I definitely felt like things were missing, and I don't feel that way often about Marvel films. This movie ends up landing at about a B for me, and that is in any normal metric of movie great. For me, like a 3.5, 4-star film is a rare, beautiful thing. I've only ever given 18 films in the history of the 4,000 plus movies I've seen in cinema 5 stars. 4.5 stars is infinite rewatchability. 5 stars is perfect, which barely exists. 3.5 to 4 is a very good time at the movies, and this is that. This lands at about a B for me, but it could be higher with things that I do feel are lacking as far as storytelling elements, pacing elements, certain emotional connectivity. Those things I do feel are lacking, and that's one of my biggest negatives with the film, is the emotional connectivity to certain characters that I know and love. As far as acting, I do think this is some of the best work from Elizabeth Olsen, who is some of the very best of the MCU. She is an absolute powerhouse at all times, and she is so incredible here. Her love for the character of Wanda Maximoff is so clear. Her love of the comic lore, the universe, is so clear, and she gets to really chew on some greatness here. I love, love, love her in this. She is the MVP for me. I did find myself definitely torn about how I felt about Wanda here, and I do also feel like America Chavez, Miss Xochitl Gomez herself, is an incredible debut here. They've done a really great job with giving us these new wave of characters in other properties, but giving them enough time to endear ourselves to them. She has to work with a lot of exposition. She's got to get a lot of the story across, and she does an incredible job still being very likable, endearing, charming, comedic. She has a lot of heavy lifting to do, and I thought Xochitl really, really debuted strong here. As ever, Benedict Cumberbatch is an incredible Doctor Strange. As ever, Benedict Cumberbatch gets to do a lot. I won't reveal any details, but in the spoiler review, which will also be coming to this channel, as well as on The Big Thing and The Real Rejects, I will be talking a lot about what Benedict got to do here. I'm really excited to dive into that, but I can't really do it in the spoiler-free, but know that Benedict Cumberbatch is evermore Doctor Strange. He is evermore an incredible force of mystic, magical arts, and I'm really excited to talk about it. Can't really further. And then Benedict Wong, man, he steals every movie he's in. I just got a lot of love for that man's innate charm and that man's ability to make Wong as cooler than the comics. I think his Wong has really influenced the comics at this point. His Wong is such a force that it transcended the medium into the books. I really love his portrayal here, and it really sings. Rachel McAdams gets a lot more to do. Rachel McAdams is awesome. What else can I say without spoilers? Let's get into the story itself. It is dense. It does move pretty quickly while still being a linear story, which is a very hard thing to say without spoilers, but it is a very lean story while being a dense, lean story. There's a lot happening and a lot's coming at you, but as far as the actual through line, it does all come together for the most part. Post-credit scenes, there are 2 of them. What else can I say safely? Yeah, B rating. Loved how Sam Raimi it was. I think people that love Sam Raimi are absolutely going to love this film. I think that people that love Marvel definitely will like this film. And I think that people, there will be some controversy. There will be some conversations, and there will be a lot of people that don't like this film, but we can't talk about that until the spoiler review. So hopefully this helps inform. I personally gave it a B. I personally had a great time at the movies. I personally had a lot of big cheering moments, none of which I can talk about here. I would say go into this expecting horror, go into this expecting thriller, go into this expecting Raimi, and you'll have a very good time. And know that the MCU as a whole got a big ol' injection of horror in it. I'm really curious how that transfers over into things, you know, like what we're getting in the future. We're eventually getting Ghost Rider, I'm sure. We're eventually getting Mahershala Ali as Blade. We're getting these things. We've already seen with Moon Knight where they're going with TV. So there's definitely a bigger maturation of as far as what style they went with this film. And for years, people have wanted the MCU to let their directors be the directors. For years, people have wanted the MCU to let the directors have their style and flourish. This is absolutely the most Sam Raimi movie possible. Just like they let James Gunn play with the Guardians, they really let Sam Raimi play with Doctor Strange here, and there are some truly straight out of the comic book, very mystic, awesome visuals that feel ripped out of the pages of Doctor Strange, but with that beautiful Sam Raimi pizzazz. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, definitely do check it out. Leave comments below. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm looking forward to the spoiler review where I can say so much more because this movie kicks off with spoilers, so it's really hard to talk about. But hell of a debut by America Chavez and a hell of a performance by Miss Wanda Maximoff. And really excited for you guys to check it out. That'll do it for the spoiler-free. Expect spoilers starting on Sunday as we do a Real Rejects live stream, and on Monday at The Big Thing, and then probably Monday night or Tuesday right here for spoilers. So much love to you. Newest Marvel movie is out this Thursday night / Friday. I'll be debuting it for Marvel and Nerdist and Disney at the El Capitan Theater if you live in LA. Thursday, 3 o'clock and 10:30. I'll be showing off that film. Very excited to do so. So, yeah. Check out Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness nationwide this weekend. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I appreciate you.